Wednesday, and I'm just like 1 minute behind. I have a really good excuse though. And it's because my pastor is texting me, and so I'm not going to put him off. So there we go. I'm answering VIPTs, very important texts. So, hello everybody. It is June 23rd. It's Tuesday, and we are at 6:31 p.m. Central Time. I am glad that you are here. If this is your first time here, my name is Anne Marie. I am the AM from Handmade by AM Bevel. I do try to watch for the comments on my phone, which is why I'm going to look away from the camera for a second, try to get this to refresh here. Maybe. There we go. Now I can see me. And I see that Mom is here. Hello, Mom. Mom is in the house in the live chat. If you are on the replay, hello, welcome. Glad that you're watching this on the replay. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe if you have not already. So I am live most Tuesdays at this time, either live or a pre-recorded situation. I try most every Tuesday. And I'm at 59 subscribers, so I'm one away from 60. You could be that 60th subscriber. So appreciate that. And you can always leave comments down below if you have questions about anything that you see or hear or don't hear. Please be very specific with your question if you are leaving them in the comments. Oh, what was that you just did? Isn't very helpful in the comments below. You can also reach out to me through my social medias, Facebook and Instagram. Those links are going to be in the description box below, along with the Shop With Me link. So, not too much news today, but I do want to remind everyone that in the month of June, which is where we are right now, Shopping With Me, I have a special going on. I'm doing a little drawing contest. For every $50 that you spend with me in the month of June, you will be entered into a $50 Stampin' Up! Reward giveaway. And the second prize is a $25 giveaway. You could win both prizes. So if you order $100 in product from me this month, you'd have your name in twice. And it is possible I could draw your name for the first prize and the second prize. But otherwise, the first prize will be $50 in Stampin' Up! Rewards that I will gift you. Second prize, $25 Stampin' Up! That I will gift, Stampin' Up! Rewards that I will gift you. You do have to be opted into the Stampin' Rewards program. If you are not logged into, if you aren't sure, one, you should be sure. But if you're not sure, or you need some help with that, reach out to me. But you could log into your account and go into like settings options, and that should be in there. I actually, to be honest, have not looked on how to do that recently. But reach out to me if you're not opted in, and I can help you make sure that you opt in so you can start earning 10% back on all of your purchases. Like, you should be doing that. That's amazing. We are coming up on to July. Wednesday is the 1st. So next Wednesday, July 1st, we will have a whole new online exclusive product launch, which will include all of the Halloween products that Stampin' Up! Will be releasing this season. There's a lot of really cute ones, and that is what I'm working with tonight. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I usually don't do a lot of Halloween, but this suite is super cute. There had a cat with it, so I had to do it. And I think because it's coming out for July, I feel like I have enough time to actually make some projects with it. Because there was a balance with Stampin' Up! When Halloween would come out in the September catalog. It was almost too late to try to order and get Halloween things. So July might seem super early, but in the world of crafting where we're trying to maybe work ahead of our seasons, July isn't that bad for Halloween. Because you can get your few Halloween cards out of the way, get right into some fall Thanksgiving cards, and slide into Christmas and be really ahead of schedule. The July release will also have some Christmas options, but we'll also be getting some more in that print catalog in September. So there's going to be a lot of offerings coming in July. And on June 30th, Tuesday, there will be a new join offer, and I will talk more about that next week, okay? The other thing is the product of the month. So the Wild Bunch stamp set in English is now sold out. So to get the product of the month, you would spend $75, and then you can add on a product of the month for $5. This is the first product of the month that has sold out before the month's end. It is while they've always advertised this as while supplies last. Good news for you though, or options. The last I checked, the French version of Wild Bunch is still available, and you could add that if you haven't redeemed for Wild Bunch yet. You could redeem for $5 the French set, and that will get you the artwork. Your sentiments will be in French, but you're going to get the cute cow, the snail, the koala, the penguin, the little hat, the present, all of the little stamps. And then you can add in whatever sentiments that you have in your collection. I know you have a bunch. Now, if you're not interested in the Wild Bunch, the vellum, which was the May product of the month, which is this beautiful floral vellum, is also still available, or you could choose not to get a product of the month. So that is where we are. So I am really not surprised that this stamp set sold out and that it was the first one too, because I do think that the artwork, I was talking last night in the group I'm in, I feel like I'm not a super cutesy person for stamps, but I thought these little animals struck the right balance between cute and still kind of realistic. Like realistically cute. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like whatever artist made this stamp set struck, I think, a really good balance for me. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels that way with this particular stamp set. Obviously, demonstrators loved it, customers loved it because it is sold out. But again, you could pick up the French version, $75 order, $5. It's worth the $5 just to get the animals and you have French sayings, right? Have your kid take French and then they can use them. So there we go. So tonight we are going to do, I haven't even checked. I'm seeing the preview of my camera and it looks terrible because I did not do a camera check. My brother's birthday. Oh yeah, he is having a birthday. I'll think about sending him a card. Can I send him a Halloween card? So we're going to do I have the centimeter metric because it was pretty clean, but now there's like glue on here because I was making other things. So let's look at the Oh My Fright bundle. So here is the stamp set, and there's that cute little cat with the hat. Just think it's so cute. And the little ghost is really cute, and even the scaredy cat, scaredy cat, because it's underneath the hat. I don't know. And then we have dies, and some of the dies you can see will cut out the scaredy cat, the hat cat, the ghost. Then we have just like this cute, on its own die cut ghost. We have some bats. We have this crate tree. We have this tag. We have this funny little die here. I'll explain that in a second. Moon, clouds, little stars, and this flourish. So this tag is a great tag. And you can see that I was using pumpkin pie to die cut. We'll get that punched out. So this tag gives you like that center hole. But with this funny little die here, we can run it through with this at the same time, and it'll give you the two holes. So it would be a hole on either side of that, and it won't die cut that center one. So if you wanted to have more of that ribbon threaded through the tag, you can do that with this little die, which is, I think, very clever. So then you have options. You could just have like the loop and swoop, or you could have a thread through and have like a nice bow on top of that tag. So really cute dies, and I love the tags. I think it's very versatile. So we have this little swirl here, and that's great because we have this embossing folder. And I think I couldn't find my sheet today. It's like this is like the swirls and something. Let me see. Oh my. Again, these are going to be available on the 1st. And I am showing you this full suite. Oh, I don't have the boxes out. So this is the Swirls of Magic embossing folder, and it's a regular embossing folder, not a 3D one. And I do think it is, it's really cute. And my card tonight uses a piece that's been embossed with this. We have the cute adhesive backed ghosts and dots. I think these are going to sell out. So if you are a Halloween fan, the ghosts have little smiley faces on them, and I think the bats sort of kind of, it's hard to tell on the bats. These are so cute, and I love these little flat dots too. We could color the white ones if we wanted, but I like these kind of like candy, they're flat circles, so like little candies, like little candies, or sprinkles, like the flat sprinkles, they kind of look like that too. We have this beautiful ribbon, and it is black. What are we calling this? This is the iridescent black ribbon. Got a little shimmer to it, but not too much, just enough. We have the designer series paper, which has this whole sheet of little kitty cats. This is this one sheet of paper pretty much sold me on the suite. I have not used any of these kitty cats yet. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I have 2 sheets of them. We have a great little Halloween stripe there. Imagine this being a full 12 by 12. And there's our stars and swirls pattern. We have the pumpkin pie stars. And then we have little ghosts. This little kitty is cute too. And bats. We have, here's some ghosts here, and then orange spider web. Man, can you hear that cat snoring or what? Goodness gracious. Melinda's here! Here we go. We have, gray spider webs, and then more colored ghosts. So it's kind of cool. Like, these are almost opposite. Like using these 2 together, or these 2 is fun. I think I have one more sheet to show. Let's check. All these papers stick together. Let's see, oh, here's an orange swirl, stars and swirls, and then the black and white background. So I used a lot of the orange. So again, it's kind of like the colored version and the black and white version. Black and white colored version. So kind of fun paper. Like some of it can be, using the stripes, could be a little bit more serious. And then you have the cute little animal-y things. Now, also part of this suite, and I forgot to even show Stamp Club if I can find them. I have so many boxes of things right now. It's hard to keep track of all. Are these, there's white gable boxes, so if you buy the suite, you get these as well. And I think these, there's 10 of them in a package, and I think it's $10, so they're $1 a piece. Yep, 10 for 10. And I'm going to be showing these off a little bit more next week, okay? But I just wanted you to be aware that this is part of the suite as well. Of course, you can buy everything individually and get those stamps and dies together as a bundle. So let's make a card. We feel ready to make a card? I think I am. Let's see. I do have some notes so I can... This was a card we made in Stamp Club, and I only give you verbal instructions for my Stamp Club cards because that's like a deal. It's like a deal I have. And I'm going to show you all the pieces first. And then we're going to do a cutting of the base. So the base of this card is a regular card base. And then we cut down 1.5 inch off the front. And then we score one end at 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. We have a piece of DSP that's 5 1/4 by 4, or 4 by 5 1/4. So it's kind of a regular card front. Then we have a piece of DSP that's 4 by 3 3/4. 4, 3 3/4. Yep, I guess that's right. 3, yep. And then I have, for the inside, I have very vanilla. This is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 is what I've used. And then I have a bunch of die cut pieces and things. And there's that embossing folder, that's swirls and stars. Now I do want to point out, I did die cut the tag. I die cut the tag, then I ran it through the embossing folder. And I want you to see, I die cut the tag, but then I came through with my trimmer and cut that top portion off. So then I have, it was actually probably this way, because then I kind of get these roundish corners. So it's just a way to use this, and it'll make a little bit more sense about why I did that. But I want to show you how to cut the base if you are feeling a little overwhelmed by those verbal instructions. So we have a regular base. Let's just move these over to the side. Now I'm using a completely different color because I have ulterior motives to make a card for the organist at church is celebrating 50 years of service to the church. I think she started playing the organ for the church when she was 12, 10 or 12, literally, like for real. So we have, so we're going to have 5.5 by 8, what are these? 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 5.5. It's half of the sheet. So, oh, I got to do this backwards, don't I? Oh, I have to do it backwards when I'm on the camera. So we're going to score this at half and half at 4.25. Okay, so this is regular card base with me so far. I'm assuming so. I need to pop up my other screen here as well. And then we're going to pop this back up. Perfect. So we want to cut 1.5 inches. So how do I do this? 1.5. So I'm lining, so there's my score. Now I need to take my blade and have it down here. And I'm going to cut up to the score mark. As close as I can. So now I have this. And then I could either cut with the score mark or I could just use my snips. It's not very long. Okay, so that's what we did. 1.5 inches. And then we score it at 1/2 inch on one of the ends. Okay, easy, easy peasy, easy peasy, easy peasy. That is Crisp Cantaloupe, one of our current 26-28 in colors with the new ink pad. So we now are going to work on our card, and we're going to look at the rest of the pieces that we have in this envelope. We have the die cut tree, which looks amazing. Die cut, by the way. Look how cool that tree is. That's just in black. I have the bats. So these bats are one die. They're all together. So when you run it through, you get 3 bats. One is, there's 1 large and then 2 small bats. And I also have the moon. And I have this. This is the, I think it's the Modern Oval Punch. This punch is on last chance and is discounted. This one right here. Great, great punch. I am sad it's going away, but I'm going to continue to use it while it's available to show you. Also, get this one picked up if you don't have it. It's kind of a unique shape. So this is, we're going to stamp on our Very Vanilla pieces. This is the inside piece. This is going to be going on the front of the card. Pre-tied bow. My stamp club people love when I pre-tie bows for them. I think I get in trouble if I don't. So I have basic gray, which is also the card base color. It does look a little black, but not quite. So I'm going to use the Boo to You first. And for this card, I need to place it over on the left here. Great little font. And I have the stamp that's the bunch of bats. I don't know, does a flock of bats have a name? You know, like a murder of crows? Mom probably knows. Does a group of bats have a name? Put it in the comments and in the chat. And look how cute those are. Like, he's got a little smiley face. And then we're going to stamp in the pumpkin pie. Happy Halloween. And I like this Happy Halloween. I love a mixed font. But I think it looks really cool with the Happy Halloween because you can really see the Halloween clearly, but the happy looks slightly spooky, even though it's just like a handwritten cursive script type thing. So we're going to adhere some things down. First, so we have our card base. I showed you we cut off 1.5 inches, and this has been scored at 1/2 inch. We're going to get our Tombow out. And we're going to put a little glue. Sorry, I've got a lot of different views going on here. Let's do a focus just to make sure we're good. Okay. I'm going to put a little Tombow right here. And we're going to put this, so this is the inside, because this is going to be the front. This is the inside. And this little flap is going to go, we're going to try to center it as best we can. And we want that, the score to go up to the top of the card here, like so. Because we're going to end up with a little thing like this, okay? So, where's my glue cap? Because I don't want to make that much of a mess today. This is our 5 1/4 by 4 piece of DSP. We're going to put that right there, and that's going to cover up our little glue down flap there. And then this piece is going to go on the inside, and we'll have a little bit of a frame. We just want to make sure we're low enough so when this closes, we don't see the Very Vanilla piece or white piece or whatever you're putting in. Now, with this, you would have an option. And again, this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. You could put something over here as well. If maybe I was doing some more stampy, maybe I could have stamped some more, like another Very Vanilla, and stamp some things over here, another DSP. I chose not to, but you definitely could. And then our stars and swirls are going to go on the front. And this is still hanging out here. This piece was 4 by 3 3/4. This piece of DSP. I believe that's correct. Okay, so now we have all of these pieces. Can we guess what we're doing here? We're going to create the tag and then put it on here. So the reason why I initially, when I was designing this card, I had the full tag topper portion where you had the little thread hole. And but I really wanted to use the black ribbon, and I didn't think it looked good thread through. So I went ahead and just used my trimmer to trim that off. So this is a reminder, you don't have to use a full die. You can use pieces of it. In fact, we're not even going to use this full punch out here, because we're going to have this little vignette, and I want, if you're doing something like this, I want you to lay it out first before you get crazy and start gluing stuff, okay? So I like this. Okay, so this is where we're starting. We still have these little bats. We're going to worry about them a little bit later. I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow. Now I don't want a lot there. Now, you might be thinking, wow, Anne-Marie, that tree is very detailed die. Why didn't you use a adhesive sheet? I didn't, because little branches are going to hang off, and if there was adhesive sheet back there, it'd be all sticky and it would not work. So what we are going to do is, I know that these and this big trunk is going to be on the card, so it's thick enough. I can easily put a little bit of Tombow on there, a little bit of dot, 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 dot. First, I'm going to trim this off though. There we go. I only want the tree hanging over, not the sentiment. So far, so good. We're going to bring our card over. I know there's still bats. You're wondering, what are you doing with those bats? Don't worry. So we have a little bit of a rogue flap here. This is where I want you to come through with your bone folder and just crease that down. Okay, and that's going to keep it down a little bit more. This is going to go on top of here. We are going to use dimensionals. Put the dimensionals on the flap, not on here, because then you risk gluing the whole thing shut. Mom, there was an incident. Luckily, everybody caught themselves before they dimensioned their card shut. So we're going to peel all those back. And they could go all the way to the top. I'm going to line it with the orange. So now, there's our little flap card. Now we have these bats, and we are going to glue the bats on. Could have used adhesive sheet for the bats. I need one there, and then I'm going to use the other two. They're going to peek out of the tag. So we can see them here. So when we open it, we have this little extra. Now, if you had like black, that glue's coming through. If you had like shiny black or something like that, that would look really cool. Or we could add a little Wink of Stella on them. I was using the Wink of Stella. Oh, goodness. Why is... This is stuck. Here we go. Okay. So maybe I Wink of Stella the bats. I don't have black sparkle or black shiny on me, but Wink of Stella will make them stand out. And then for the little bow, I'll just use some glue dots to put that down. And we would end up like that. So it's a really cool fun fold. I love it because there's no waste and no extra. So I don't need to run off, I don't have to cut up this card base and then part of another card base. It's just the one cut and extra score, and you get a fun, interactive flippity flop. I don't know what else to call it. So this one's going to be pretty much the same. Just love that embossing folder so much. Cat hair is no extra charge. We don't want that. We want it to be this great, kind of really cool interactive. Here's this one. So I did make another sample. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Melinda. Oh, Mom says I gotta get the pumpkin glue holder out. I mean, I guess I should have had it out. I mean, it's really... I have this one that I got from Dixie. So here's the... I've been using the bee. It feels a little early for the glue holder, even though I'll keep the... I'll switch out to the patriotic hat. Maybe next week when I'm going to do some more Halloween next week. And I'll try to remember to pull out the pumpkin. I got the patriotic hat now. So the other sample I made does use the little koala from, remember these? I colored these last week. So for this one, this is just to show the different styles of dies that you could do for the front. And these are the scalloped bloom dies, and the sentiment is from the scalloped bloom stamp set, or bloom stamp set. Cannot find that stamp set at the moment. Oh yeah, I don't know where it went, but I just added the little koala on there. And did a little stamping with that fern paper. And then I have the base that I cut. I have almost assembled. I need to stamp something on here, but I don't know what. And so here's the flap I did for this one with the naturally beautifully celebrated dies. I don't know where naturally came from, but these great labels. So I thought, if you are good, I could just do this real quick because I already have the tag portion assembled. So again, we're going to just put a little glue, 1.5 inch cut down. We want to line this up. We'll put this inside. I'm not going to do the white yet. I feel like I need to stamp something on that white, and I want to do it before it's put on. Now this is the crisp cantaloupe, and this is the crisp cantaloupe 12 by 12 DSP. I had moved my pack of this paper a few times, and then I went, you know what, I'm just going to make... I wanted to cut the base with y'all, and I was like, you know what, let's just use this. And then I thought, oh, I need a card for the organist. And I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to put the dimensionals on the flat. Now, I put this on here because I wanted to see how high, because you can see on these kind of flower bloom dies, you see a little bit of it. So we wouldn't want dimensionals up here as high. But again, we want to put these all the way down. We want plenty of support. And I did add the in color butterflies. I'm not sure if those are back in stock yet. And this is a very purposefully made card. I have the Here's to You sentiment, which is from the Banner Saints. And then these little flowers, aren't these so cute? They are from the bloom dies. So it's the second smallest die here, and I die cut them out of DSP. And then the little petals are also from DSP, and that's this. So you get 6 with 1 die, and so I glued 2, 2, 2, and then glued them on the flower. And then this is the center dot. So the leaf and the center dot, I did the same paper. And yes, it is the beautiful ordinary DSP that I've just love and adore. So is this label piece on here, and then that's the crisp cantaloupe in color ribbon. I guess I should have saved some of the butterflies for down the bottom, but I think it's okay. I don't know what, but I need something to, like something stamped down here, or maybe I need to cut another, I think the black and white flower is cool, or cut out a black and white flower and glue inside. So that's what I have to figure out still. So you get this, so whatever shape dies you have, and we talked Sunday that the balloon dies would make an amazing little flippy flappy too, right? And we could probably use, that's really big. That's the second biggest balloon. So I would say that the third largest balloon would make a great flap as well. I don't know. This might be the new obsession for a while, this style of card. I don't know. I really, really like it. And I love that I could do like this little Halloween vignette and then just put it on top of otherwise a very simple card. So 3 very different cards using the same style with the bloom dies. What did we call these again? The cool dies. Here we go. Beautifully celebrated dies. And then the tag from the Halloween. Now, trick. How do we mail these? Now this one has extra dimensional because I do plan to hand deliver this card. But for these, these are all glued down. But with the Halloween card, if you are scared about mailing your card, if you put them in with the back being where the address is, it's a little bit harder to sometimes get it in there. But when it goes through the machine, when it goes through the little through the machine, it's smooth, and you are very, very less likely to get a postal reduction than if it's this way and it's all bumpy. So when you mail your cards, make sure that your back is the address. So the smooth part is where you're putting your address and your return address and your postage, and you're going to get it. I've had some crazy thick cards make it through the mail because I do that. Now, if you get too heavy, that's a whole other thing. But that thickness, put your flat to the front. This one's real easy. Okay, I get it. This is much easier to put in this way because you don't have all the stuff tripping up on the opening. But just a little extra patience. You know, pull this up, stick it in there. You're going to be good to go, okay? So I hope that you give this fun fold a try. I guess I should put the Halloween in the middle since that's the one that we did. I was happy to pull out the koala from last week. Again, the English one is gone, but the French was still available the last I checked. And your koala can be French, okay? They can be French, and you can just trash the French sentiments, pull out other sentiments. We all have a happy birthday. We all have a just a note. Now, I really like this just a note, but I'm just saying. You would have all the other things. The vellum is also available. So, I do appreciate y'all being here tonight. Let me tell you, I was up at 2:30 in the morning with a headache. I've had headache all day. on and off since 2:30 in the morning. I would kind of sleep, wake up, headache. It was miserable trying to work, but I had meetings that I had to be at, so I powered through. I was taking time, I was doing all things. I was like, I don't know if I can do this video tonight. And I started to feel a little better. Wiley had run an errand because he is home this week, and he came home with a blended chai from the place with the windmill, the Hunt Brothers, not Hunt's Brothers. I don't know, the place, the coffee place. And I swear that just made me feel so much better. I actually feel like me for the first time, really since yesterday afternoon, because I didn't feel great last night either. So I'm really glad that you were all here. Just a last minute reminder to like this video if you have not already, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Remember about the contest I'm doing. Every $50 is going to get you entered into a $50 Stampin' Reward giveaway. $25 second prize. And, you know, look at the remaining product of the months that you can add on for $5 with your $75 order. I know it seems weird. I have to put these stamps away or they won't get put away. That's what I'm doing. It's just take the, what, 2 minutes, put them away. Sometimes I put them away too well. Does anybody else have that problem? Do you put things away too well and you're like, wait a minute, where did that go? I just had it. That happens. It happens. So, as I always say, for less than $1, you can send a smile. So send a card or 2 or 10 out this week. And we will see you around the internet. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Halloween to be continued. Good night.